As soon as he heard one of his comrades scream,
"Squad broken!"
Edwardo the Space Marine knew that he was doomed. He charged forth in a panic, firing his plasma gun wildly into the air. Somehow, the orcs had surrounded them. Edwardo's teammates ran shrieking into the depths of the abandoned tanker, the grunting, lustful orcs in swift pursuit. Soon, Edwardo was alone. The brawny Space Marine collapsed against a wall, panting raggedly. His plasma gun had nearly overheated, and his comm units were malfunctioning. No use, even if they worked. By now, his whole squad was surely dead. Lost in his thoughts, Edwardo did not hear the orc creeping up on him. Stunned by a blow to the head, Edwardo was thrown violently into the floor. The orc grunted in amusement, bending down and straddling his body. Dazed, Edwardo turned his head to look up at his enemy. The orc fellow was huge, well-muscled, and even attractive for his species. Right now, the orc's vibrant green skin was flashing dark in arousal. Edwardo whimpered as he realized what was about to happen. Summoning up his powers as a blood angel, Edwardo bellowed in the black rage and began to flail about under the orc. The orc, simply grunting, riding the panicked Space Marine like a rodeo bull. Already weakened, Edwardo simply did not have the strength to dislodge the much heavier orc. All that thrashing around served to arouse the orc further. His name was Gurk, and the friction as the puny marine flopped around between his muscular thighs was giving him quite a respectable hard-on. Gurk had meant to save the marine for his own squad, but he couldn't wait any longer. Whipping out his own plasma gun, Gurk seared off the back of the marine's armor, leaving his shining buttocks bare to the orc's lustful gaze. Eduardo moaned in fear, his virgin ass cheeks clapping firmly together to deny the orc entrance. Gurk simply laughed, ripping off his crude, orcish loincloth to reveal a thick, green meat pole nearly 12 inches long. The orc stuck one calloused finger down his throat, bringing up a thick vomit slurry which spattered down into the crack of Eduardo's ass. Smearing the foul vomit around with one brutish paw, Gurk prepared the Space Marine's tender anus for playtime. Much to Gurk's frustration, his cock was simply too large to fit inside Eduardo's tight man cunt. He grunted, furiously screaming, "Whoa!" in his deep, orcish voice as he battered his fuck meat against Eduardo's tightly sealed pleasure ring. Suddenly, the Space Marine's portal gave way, and the swollen head of Gurk's cock popped through into the forbidden halls of his anus. Gurk's pleased snort was drowned out by Eduardo's scream of agony. The orc began to pump away in earnest, his bulging, muscular hips and thighs slamming brutally against Eduardo's ass. His heavy, furry balls slapped against the human's ass merrily, creating a calypso that pleased Gurk mightily. Blood, a thin smear of feces, and Gurk's own oily yellow pre-cum lubricated Eduardo's asshole until it was as hot and slippery as Gurk's own mother's cunt. Poor Eduardo was swiftly going into shock from the pain, his mind growing dim. He screamed,
"Squad broken! Squad broken!"
over and over as the orc thrust brutally into his bruised insides. The orc's massive cock had caused a large degree of internal damage, and Edwardo was close to passing out from blood loss and fear. If his squad didn't find him soon, Edwardo knew that he would soon die. His poor plasma gun discharged into the floor one final time, overheating from a mix of pleasure and agonizing pain. The Space Marine had been a good fuck for Gurk, but he needed something special to truly finish. Gurk's heavy balls drew up close to his body, and he felt himself tensing about to come. As Gurk's thick semen rolled up out of his cock and into Edwardo's battered body, the orc slammed his powerful hands shut around the Marine's neck. With a vicious jerk up and back, the orc crushed the Marine's windpipe and vertebrae, swiftly ending his life. Edwardo's anus clamped shut around the Gurk's cock, the painful tightness almost causing the orc to pass out. Gurk roared out as he climaxed in the dead Marine, his beautiful green cock jumping load after load of thick orc jism into Edwardo's lower intestine. The orc pulled out as Edwardo's anus slowly relaxed, releasing Gurk's cock with a wet, sucking sound. Gurk used the sleeve of the Marine's uniform to wipe the thick scum of blood, shit, and cum from his swiftly withering orc meat. With a satisfied grunt, Gurk walked slowly away from the Marine. Edwardo's corpse lay cooling on the floor of the tanker. The charred remnants of his uniform stained dark with foul fluids of both the orc and himself.
Squad broken!